What's up, guys? We are live right now. I'm thinking everything's working. Audio situation that we had last time, I think, is fixed. It's not the crispest audio because my microphone wasn't working for some reason, so we're using the regular mic. I'll try to fix that for the next live stream. Until then, let me know if anything's going wrong. I think everything's figured out, though. I think everything's working properly. Today, let's be honest, I don't really know what we're going to talk about today. We'll figure it out as we go along. Maybe a little bit of what to expect coming up in the winter when it comes to fishing and all that good stuff coming up. Redfish, what they do in the winter. Maybe some lures to try out. Stuff going on, stuff the way fishing's been. And then we'll do Q&A like we normally do. For those of you guys not watching this live, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're in here and you're just getting in here and watching it live, go ahead and hit that like button as well. Let's get this thing a bunch of likes if you guys are enjoying the live streams. I like doing them, so I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So let me know where you guys are watching from. This is how I like to start off. I like to know where all my fans and all you fellow fishermen are watching from. So Jack Stanko, what's up, dudes? What's up, man? What's up, Boss Man Davis? Glad to see you back again. What's up, Daniel Morales? Clayton Burton? We'll get into questions in a little bit. I'll answer anything you got, but thanks for stopping by. What's up, Emmanuel? Thanks for watching. Oh, you did miss the last two, Boss Man, but I do remember you from the ones before. You've been here quite a bit. What's up, JC? Working good, thanks, Chris. What's up, Tony? James S.A. Tree is up already. Yes, you can thank Cora for that one. That is Cora. Cora loves Christmas. Like, Christmas is like Cora's favorite time of year, and so we got it up pretty early this year. I didn't even decorate it. She did all of this, and she did a pretty darn good job. So let's give some props to Cora for how good our tree looks. Where we at? What's up, Rusty? What's up, JC? Something ugly in the middle of the screen. What are you talking about? I don't know exactly what you're talking about there, Thresher. Because I know you're not talking about me. Easy, what's up? I'd love to fish South Carolina, Clayton. That'd be cool. That fake tree, though, Laguna Madre, I will tell you why we have a fake tree. The reason we have a fake tree, one, I don't like picking up all the little pine bristles and stuff. Two, I'm allergic to literally everything. So if I had a real tree, I would nonstop sneeze my entire life. So had to get a fake tree, unfortunately. But, you know, it's a lot easier to set up, too. You don't have to go buy a new tree every year. Do you know North Yeti Bait Camp? Never heard of it. OMG Thresher. Yeah, see, give Thresher some hate. He hates on me all the time. Let's see. Wow, a lot of you guys are in here. Thanks for stopping by. Mikey likes the tree. Robot Kiss. Hey, first stream for me. Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Kevin's in Houston. You should do a bass tackle redfish challenge. Like, try to catch a red on a hollow body frog. You know what? I talked about doing that with my buddy Crane this weekend, and it's definitely something that I'm going to try. Probably coming up into the spring, because I am going to start transitioning over to trout fishing for this year. But maybe I can sneak one in before the reds go deep. Baytown in the house. Houston, Victoria, Gilbert and Victoria. Johnson is in Houston. Corpus Christi, Chris. New Braunfels, Rusty. Good, a lot of Texas in the house. That's what I like to see. Where's Team Cora? Says Fat Guy Small Boats. Where are you guys at? Cora is actually working right now. So Mikey's in South Texas. Von Army, Texas. Paul. Tallahassee, Florida. Jim. Welcome from Florida. Boss Man's in Houston. Live in Houston. Currently in Nashville. Says JC. Cool. What are you doing up in Nashville? Katie, Poth, Texas, San Antonio, repping San Antonio. I like to see you guys. Deland, Florida, another Florida guy. Ben's in Houston, Drew's in Crystal Beach, Paul's in Manville, Saltwater Junkies in Abilene, Jack's in Houston, Benito's in Beeville, Julian's in Hernando, Florida. What's up from another Florida guy here? Let's see. God, I'm way behind now. I'm going to try to catch up here. Fat Guys is in Georgia. Gifts already? Wow, yeah. She's way ahead of the game, I'm telling you. What's up, John? Thanks for stopping by for this one. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, Corey. Yeah, that's what I said, but You know, it's never too early to start celebrating Christmas. Tanner's in Cyprus. New feel-free lure of 13.5 for Xmas. Sweet, Chris. D. Cortez Houston ran, made it this time. Finally, I always miss it. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. California Kid, second live stream. Thanks for stopping by, man. Alexander's in Houston. Clayton, I'm going to answer questions later, so we'll get to the questions later. Mikal says, "What's up, bro? Appreciate a good tip you gave me on the Sea Dogs. Kicking ass. Thanks you again, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. Talk about good-looking fishing kayak paddles. Yep, I can do that. Corpus Christi's here, says Carlos. Conway, South Carolina. Concept TX, that is going to come in March, I believe. Paul says Thresher does not return emails. What are you doing, Thresher? Get on your game, man. I try to return them it might take me a couple days, but I try to return all my emails. What's up, Oscar? Rick's from Converse. Eli's from Corpus. San Antonio represent. That's where I'm from. What else we got going on here? Corpus is a place the Bulls be running. Caught a 42-inch yesterday. Bulls have been running for a long time, man. They're running all up and down the Texas coast. This channel is awesome. Keep it up. Thanks, Gulf Coast. Nice Texas Slam. Thanks, Tony. And for the guys who don't know, I post pictures on Instagram and Facebook. So if you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook, Facebook is Texas Redfish Hunter TV. Instagram is just Texas Redfish Hunter. And I caught a Texas Slam yesterday, and it was a pretty decent day of fishing. So thanks, Tony. First stream from Katie, says Roy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Dude, Christmas tree already? Unsub. That's a weird reason to unsub. But it's not me, it's Cora. You gotta if you're mad, go get mad at Cora. Charlie from Tanner, Pearland, Texas, Joe. You should try Redfish Magic. I've used it before. Concept TX. We can talk about that if you guys want a little bit. Damon's in Deer Park. Another Hernando, Florida for Julian. Willis, Texas. Carlos, H-Town, Pearland, Surfside, Deer Park 2. Corpus Christi, Spring, Melbourne, Florida. Houston, Midland. All right, guys. I think we've established that you guys are all over the place. So thank you guys for saying hello. Now I guess we can get into questions. We can really do whatever you guys want. I do want to talk about one thing that I did want to talk about is shirts. A lot of you guys have talked about shirts and what to do with shirts going forward for Texas Redfish Hunter. I have found a site that can do shirts. Now, the shirts, I'm gonna kind of get it all together, and it's gonna be pretty much you order it from a site. That site handles everything and sends it to you. Is that something you guys are interested in? I'm not exactly sure on the price. I'm gonna try to keep it to like $20, no more than that is what I really want to do. I might, if I have to raise it more, it's just because it costs more to make those shirts. But I know a lot of people have been asking me to make shirts. So I'm thinking in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to try to get something set up to where you guys can buy shirts for Texas Redfish Hunter TV with the logo on the front. Probably just white shirts, maybe like gray like this. I don't, do you guys want long sleeve shirts or t-shirts? I want to keep it kind of small for the first go around of shirts. And that way I can try to keep the price a little bit lower. And then if we get a really good turnout on shirt sales, then I can like get new logos, I can get new shirt designs, and we can keep growing it from there. But I want to get something out for the Christmas time period because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to get shirts out, and I think Christmas time is a good time to do that. So let me know what you guys think, what a good price range for you guys is, so I can try to keep it in that price range. I don't want to, it's not something, and I'm probably not going to make any money on the shirts, to be honest. This site kind of runs everything for me. It's more me just getting it out to you. So the site, I get a little bit of it, but it costs money to use the site as well. So I'm probably not going to make any money on the shirts, but because I want to make sure that they're as cheap as possible for you guys. So that way, you know, everyone, a lot more people can get them out there, and I can give back to you guys for doing what you guys do for me, because I wouldn't be here without all of you guys and you guys, your fans and stuff. So be on the lookout for that. You're gonna have to follow me on Facebook, Texas Redfish Hunter TV, or Instagram, Texas Redfish Hunter, no spaces on Texas Redfish Hunter on Instagram, and I can get that shirt information out to you guys, and I'll probably do a video on it once I get those shirts live. So let me know. I think that's it I have to say about shirts. So we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna. If I missed a question that you guys threw, you're gonna have to throw it because I can't scroll up to see all this stuff. But we're gonna go. Where are we gonna start at? Jack Stanker says, "Do you hunt?" Yes, I'm actually going hunting next week. Right before the week, yeah, before Thanksgiving, I'll be hunting for 3 days for deer, and I'll probably film it. I did film a lot of dove hunting this year too, but I haven't gotten those videos edited. I haven't had much time to do any editing really, so I'm gonna try to get that out for you guys. Dove hunting. I had the action hat on, so I got some good POV shots of dove hunting. I think that I would enjoy it, so I'm gonna make that video. I just gotta find time to do it, and I am gonna be filming my deer hunts this year. I've got two like 4-day hunts planned already, and probably maybe a couple other day or two hunts that I'm gonna film. What do you want for Christmas? Money. Money's nice because then I can buy whatever I want. I'm gonna be getting probably a Concept TX. I'm gonna pre-order one of those, and probably a Concept A3. Order one of those too. But you know, I really like 13 fishing reels. Don't get me wrong. You guys know that that's pretty much all I throw is 13 fishing reels. I kind of want to branch away from it. I don't want to just be completely brand specific. I really like them, and I'm gonna get a TX for sure. But instead of getting the Concept A3, I want a reel recommendation from you guys of what reel I should get. I'm going to probably pair it with like a 6.6 medium light, maybe a 6.8 medium. So what reels do you guys like? I like them in like the $200 price range because the Concept TX is 300 bucks. So buying that is not going to be cheap. So I want something in like maybe the 150 to $200 range. And something that's not 13 fishing because I have a lot of 13 fishing stuff, but I don't want to be super brand specific. I want to branch out a little bit, start using some other stuff. Yes to the shirts. Yes to the shirts. I want a shirt. All right. Again, follow me, and I can start getting that information out to y'all. I can figure out exactly how much it's going to cost, and we can go from there. Do you watch the Guggen Squad? I do. I watch them all the time, and Cora does too. John B is our favorite. Yes to the shirt, says Mike. Do you have a P.O. box? I do not have a P.O. box. But if you guys are interested, and I mean, I'm always down to get stuff from you guys. If you guys want to send me stuff, I can open one up. But that's up to you guys. I do not have a P.O. box, though, as of right now. If you are looking for a video talking about redtail rods, check out my channel. It says Gulf Coast Fishing. He bought a redtail rod, and he likes it. So, and I like them, as you can see. I'm kind of logoed out all sorts of redtail today. And just, I don't know. Oh, ever fished in Louisiana? I have. It's a very good place to fish. I love fishing Louisiana. Love fishing Louisiana. So what are your thoughts on the river to sea WW? I'm assuming you mean whopper plopper, and I still have yet to catch a fish on the whopper plopper, as hard as I've tried. I really haven't tried very hard. I've thrown it for maybe 30 minutes. Still haven't caught anything on it, but I'll keep throwing it until I can figure it out. But it's really hard to throw something that when I can throw like a she dog or a top dog or a skitter walk and I know that it works, it's hard to throw a whopper plopper because you don't really need to catch fish. You know what I mean? Just because it's a cool like fad that everyone wants to throw a whopper plopper, it would be cool to shoot a video on it, but it's hard to pick it up and throw it when you're not catching on it and you know you're getting hits on a she dog or a skitter walk or a top dog or something. You know what I mean? Something more typical. Thinking about getting a Corrado 200. Do you recommend it, and how power rod would you pair it with? I actually have a Corrado 200 right here. This is my Corrado. And I have it on, actually I have it on a 6'6" medium light. And this is just a sweet setup. That it pairs really well with the 6'6" medium light. Used it this weekend and smoked some fish on it. And you'll actually see that my buddy Crane was using it this weekend when we were fishing. We were fishing on his boat. Really good friend of mine. He just bought a boat. We went out and fished, and he was using that rod, and he loved it. And so I really like that 6'6" medium light for that reel. I won the last giveaway, and everyone was asking me where to get a sticker. You can get those stickers at redtailrepublic.com. That's where you can get those stickers from, if anybody was wondering. If it freezes, guys, go ahead and like just refresh. I did drop a couple frames, but that only happens occasionally. So if it does freeze a little bit, go ahead and refresh, and it should start working again. I have a GoPro Silver 4. What program do you use to edit your videos? Honestly, you're not going to really want to use the program I use to start off with. Start off with Windows Movie Maker or whatever comes with Mac, because those are the basic ones that you're going to want to set up. Just start with those, and as you get better at editing, then move on. That's what I started with. I started with Windows Movie Maker, and now I use some Adobe, which is expensive, so I don't recommend using it necessarily, but it has a lot more capabilities. Julian says, lose BB1 inshore. I'll have to check that. I know a lot of friends actually that use lose. I was thinking about like a Shimano Casitas or another kind of Shimano that's not a Corrado, or maybe the Corrado 300 and use that for a topwater reel, because something a little bit bigger, something that's going to stand up to throwing a big topwater and catching big fish. So, have you experienced any cracking/warping on your Ascend kayaks? I have not. Not at all. A lot of people saying BB1 inshore. I'll have to check it out. Lawson says Perrick is better. I disagree. Perrick is funny, but John B is a better YouTuber. Perrick's just kind of a spaz. John B actually puts time and a lot of time into his videos, and you can tell on the edits how much any time it tells a better story. Perrick is just kind of all over the place. Don't get me wrong. I like watching Perrick, but I think that as a YouTuber, John B is definitely better. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Never Stop Tour. I'm liking those videos. They're pretty funny. Tournament Choice bait caster reels at Academy. They are cheap, but I've caught a million redfish on them. They're super smooth reeling. Sweet. Daiwa Tatula, best reel out there. Check out the T-Wing system. I've actually seen those at FTU. I think Fishing Tackle Unlimited has their own like custom Daiwa reel. Wow, are we really bringing the Guggen Squad into this? They're huge in fishing in YouTube, so obviously if you're fishing YouTube, you're going to talk about the Guggen Squad. Went fishing yesterday and caught 97 white trout and 6 reds in Louisiana. White trout, like speckled trout, or sand trout? Big difference. I don't really know. I've never heard of them called white trout, but that's a lot of trout. And your limits in Louisiana are a lot low, like your length limits are lower, and your keep limits are a lot higher. So that's pretty cool. You have a lot of fish in Louisiana. Winter red fishing location, lures choice, etc. Reds go a little bit deeper, so they're not going to be. You can catch them in the shallows, but a lot of the times they're going to be in deeper water in the winter. Lures, same lures you'd throw throughout. I throw soft plastics a lot of the times, but again, winter reds, not something I really chase. I'm going after trout in the winter. But yeah, if you want to go catch reds, you'll catch them when you're going after targeting trout, but they are going to be in a little bit deeper water. Again, if things are coming through pretty quick, so if I miss your question, go ahead and ask it again, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Have you ever fished South Padre Island? If so, what's a good lure, soft or hard? Down south lures. They're down south lures. Clayton says yes to shirts. We'll do that. Went out to Moses yesterday, cast into about 3 dozen shrimp, caught a lot of specks, 2 slot reds, and 6 stingrays. A lot of stingrays out there. That is true, but you caught 2 slot reds and a bunch of trout, so that's always good. I always fish for trout in the winter, thinking of red fishing some this winter instead of all trout. Honestly, if you're going after trout, you're going to catch some mixed reds in there. Reds are a little bit harder to target in the winter. I really like going after trout in the winter now. Down south lures are legit. Yes, they are. I use them a lot. A lot. You should try a fishing trip with Blacktip H. I would love to go fishing with Blacktip H, but who knows? I'd love to go fishing over in Florida and do anything of that. I keep having to leave early. Take care. See you later, James. Thanks for stopping by. Are you entering the Saltwater Survival Series December 10th? I am not. I will not be in the Saltwater Survival Series December 10th. I've got a buddy who's getting married. One of my best friends is getting married, and I am not going to miss that. for the world. I did do pretty well in the Saltwater Survival Series this year, at least in the redfish one, but I am not entering the trout tournament on December 10th. But I will say, for those of you guys who want to fish a pretty cool tournament, Saltwater Survival Series is a pretty sweet tournament to get into. It's pretty cheap. I think it's $50 to enter. $10 side pots for the trout tournament on December 10th. You're going to have a side pot for redfish, and you're going to have a side pot for flounder. And you get lures. Like, they give you like 3 packs of lures, egret baits lures that you get to go out and try and catch fish on. I actually know the guy who runs it, both guys who run it, and they're really cool dudes. So if you want to do a tournament, you're a beginner and you don't really know much about tournament fishing, it's not a bad tournament to get into. That's Saltwater Survival Series. So go ahead and check it out. My daughter last Monday caught a drum about 40 to 44 inches with my old 600C at Cole Pier Park Pier. Nice. Nice. Finally got me a 20-inch flounder. Sweet, Jonathan. That's awesome. I caught, if you follow me on Instagram, again, Texas Redfish Hunter, shameless plug, you'll see I caught an absolute giant last week. Giant, like 24-inch flounder. Giant. Biggest flounder in my life. You ever fish for sharks on the beach? I do, but very rarely. Very rarely. But I do that occasionally. Would you recommend the Stratic for kayak fishing? Stratic. I mean, as long as you take care of it, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine as long as you rinse it every time you go out, which you should do with all your reels anyway. It's fine. Caught a 37-inch bull red on an Abu Garcia STX reel. Really nice reel. I'm going to stay away from Abus. I like the Ambassador open faces, like I said last time, but low-profile bait casting reels, I'm trying to stay a little bit away from Abu. But it is a nice reel. How's the water temperature in your area? Has it started to affect what you're catching? Water temperature is about 68 right now where I'm at. It's only going to continue to drop. And absolutely, water temp changes the way fishing occurs. It changes where you target fish. A lot of fish are starting to move a little bit deeper. Now, that doesn't mean they're not shallow. Don't get me wrong, they are still shallow, but they're going to start traveling to that deeper water. Low 60s, high 50s is when the trout start kicking off. Those big winter trouts start kicking off. Right now, we're in the high 60s. So we're still looking for a little bit more of a drop in water temp before those big trouts start kicking in. But yes, the temperature has started to affect catch rates and stuff. Everything's getting a little bit more picky. Everything's getting their metabolism's dropping a little bit. But the reds and stuff are a lot fatter this time of year. So they're getting a lot fatter this time. Tatula Type R is my favorite, slays the trout. That's cool. Do you use Abu Garcia reels? I do not. I use the Ambassadors, like I just said, but not the low profiles. If you're going to try out the twing system from Daiwa, buy a coastal. I'll look into all these guys, so thank you for your continued answers to my questions. That's cool. In Louisiana, we call them white trout with no size limit, and you can keep however many trout you want, but it's a sand trout. Okay, so yeah. The same thing in Texas. They're not, there's no limit on them, so you can keep them. But they do taste good, so that's cool. Favorite lures to throw for redfish in the winter? Soft plastics, move everything slower, slow roll everything, very slow, and if you're going to go after them, just throw like a chartreuse gulp swimming mullet or something. But work everything a little bit slower in the winter. In LA, we call them white trout. Can't believe you've never heard them called white trout. Yeah, I actually haven't. That's kind of weird. They're called sand trout in Texas, and I don't really fish Louisiana very often, so I haven't heard them called white trout. Call them sand trout. But you learn something new every day. That's what you guys are here for, to teach me stuff. Not just me teach you stuff. You guys are teaching me stuff too. What's the best spinning reel for bay fishing? I like the Concept C or the 13 Fishing Concept C or 13 Fishing Concept A. Those are my favorite reels right now. Like I said, I want to test out new reels because I have all the 13 Fishing stuff. But right now, I gotta say you said spinning reel, not bait casting reel. Best spinning reel for bay fishing is, no doubt about it, Penn Battle 2. It's only $100, and it's the best reel for inshore Bay fishing. Pen Battle 2. If you want something that's going to stand up to saltwater like a tank, the Spin Fisher 5 from Penn is another really good reel. 4 live shrimp to get that black drum, plus caught 2-foot lady too. That's sweet. Sounds like fun. You need to come down to LA. I go there occasionally. I actually was up in Sabine about last 2 weeks because of the Elite Series kayak tournament that I was pre-fishing with some of my buddies who ended up winning the thing. By the way, I'll talk about that in a little bit, and I guess I'll talk about it now. For those of you guys who don't, I have buddies who really like stepped my game up in kayak fishing a lot. Their names are Jason Carter and Josh McNaughton. Those 2 guys have taught me a ton about kayak fishing, like a ton. And they were doing the Elite Series Kayak Redfish Tournament in Port Arthur. I went and pre-fished with them quite a bit, helping them out. Actually, they were just kind of helping me out, but went and pre-fished with them the past 2 weeks. That tournament was this past weekend, and they were 1-2 on day 1, and Josh ended up winning the tournament. $5,000 prize. He ended up winning it on day 2. Jason dropped a 4th on day 2, but they were both in the money on that tournament. It's the biggest saltwater kayak tournament there has ever been, and I want to give a shout out to those guys who have taught me so much. Especially Jason has taught me so much about kayak fishing. He's gotten me to the level that I'm at today, and I want to give a shout out to them for doing so well in the Elite Series Kayak Tournament. But yeah, so shout out to them. But yes, I will come to Louisiana. Probably next year I will do Louisiana trips. When you're bull red fishing in Texas City Dike, how far do you usually cast out? Oh, it depends. I don't do it very often there, but you got to throw it far to get it past the rocks. That goes for any jetty. When you're fishing any jetty, you got to get it past the rocks, and when you're about to reel in, you need to reel up fast. Really fast. You can't slow reel anything or you will catch rocks. It's just more of, I've done it so much on jetties that I know, and if I cast it as far as I can and I'm still getting rocks, I'll try to move where I'm casting, because you might just be casting into a bunch of rocks that sticks farther out. So it's all about knowing the area you're in and knowing where those rocks are. It just takes, you're going to lose a lot of gear. Fishing a jetty or fishing anything like that, you're going to lose gear. There is no doubt about it, you're going to lose gear. You just got to figure it out and reel fast on your reel ups and keep that rod tip high to keep you from losing a ton of gear. Cool spotless red that day. Yeah, I was really happy with that. That spotless red, it was the first time I'd ever caught a spotless red fish. It is a very rare fish in comparison. Like I said, I've been fishing for redfish for 12 years, and this was my first one ever that I had caught. So I was really pumped about it. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. Where are you finding most of your redfish right now, in the marsh or in the flats? Also, what's a good tip for locating gator trout? Marshes are still holding a lot of redfish. Most of the redfish I'm catching are in the marsh. The flats, especially in Corpus, are still going to be holding them though. Good tip for locating gator trout is shell. Find reefs and fish shell reefs in the winter. Deep water, 8 foot of water, and really throw corkies and work them really slow. Real life Roland, can't stay long, stopping by to say hey and give it a like. Thanks, Roland. Thank you for leaving a like. You've been here for a long time. You're one of the OGs from the beginning. So thank you for stopping by. And if you guys want to follow his lead, go ahead and hit the like button. It makes me feel good when you guys hit the like button. Jeremy says, what's a good kayak for beginner? I like the Ascend kayaks for beginners. The 12T and the 128T are great kayaks for beginners. I'm actually in the process of possibly selling my FS 128T. So if you're interested in getting a beginner kayak at a little bit of a discount, go ahead and email me, redhuntertx@gmail.com, and you might be able to buy my 128T from me. And it's a great kayak for beginners. Very stable, and you can stand up and fish no problem. I like down south lures here along the Gulf Coast. I'm really wanting to catch large flounder and trout this winter. I'm considering a new reel, looking at Lew's Inshore Series reels with a high gear ratio. I think I'm going to go with Lew's. Honestly, I think that's what the next reel I'm going to get is a Lew's reel. I'm just going to try to figure out which one. What's up, Tino? Here in Newsmere Beach, the black drum and sheepshead are moving in. Flounder is also doing good. Yeah, flounder's been really good lately. It's that time of year where you're going to catch flounder in the fall. Yeah, so It's a good time of year to catch them. What the hell is a white trout? Came in a little late. Real life rolling. That's what I was saying too. But it's a sand trout. That's what they call them in Louisiana. But it's a sand trout. That's what we call them in Texas. Spanish mackerel have been good at Packery on a gold spoon or live mullet. Spanish mackerel have always been good. Only time you're really not going to catch Spanish, especially the Packery jetty, is when it's winter and they move deep. But other than that, it's a good time to go catch them. And there's been some redfish, a lot of redfish actually on the Packery jetty too. So. Go on Amazon. I got a brand new Battle 2 for super cheap. There you go. Get them even cheaper than $100 on Amazon. BJRTV, thanks man, really appreciate it. I'm a huge fan. I have a Redtail rod and some Redtail optics. That's the man right there, man. Hope you're enjoying them. Honestly, Redtail optics, that's the big thing Redtail is going towards, is those sunglasses, the glasses that I use, and I always keep them. Every fishing video you see is me wearing my Redtail optics. That's not going to focus, is it? But they're awesome. I like them better than Costas by far. I did a side-by-side comparison with my old Costas and my Redtail optics, and it doesn't get much better than that. I can tell you that right now. So thanks for supporting Redtail, and thanks for stopping by the stream. Picked up a Conflict 2500, very good reel, a little heavy but good reel. Sweet. I caught a 28-inch trout in a kayak last week on a Yozuri 3D crystal shrimp. Grayson Beaton. That is a nice trout. Sweet. What do you think about ugly stick? That's what I fish with. I don't use ugly sticks. I used to, but man, I don't think I've ever broken an ugly stick. That's what I can say. They're too stiff for me. You don't get much sensitivity out of them at all. Your sensitivity is really lacking with them, but they're hard to break. So if you have a low budget, it's not a bad rod to go with. What's a good way to rig for redfish? I have videos on my channel called Rigging for Redfish that you guys can check out. So if you haven't seen those videos on my channel, go ahead and check those out. And you can see how I rig for redfish, my main rigs. Do you use caskets? No. Just picked up a Spinfisher 5 with a live liner system. What bait do you use at the Texas City dike? You're going to go fish the dike, fish with live mullet. And if you just want to catch trout, fish with live shrimp. You see any shallow water schools of redfish in Texas last month? We were seeing 8 a day in Louisiana. Louisiana always holds schools of redfish, but yeah, they're schooling up pretty heavy in Texas too. This is this time of year. This time of year up till about now, and probably until that water temp gets to about 62, they're going to be schooled up in shallow water. It's a great time of year to go catch them. Cast nets. Okay, yes, I throw cast nets if I'm going to use live bait. I don't use live bait very often, but if I am going to use like live mullet, I will cast net the live mullet. Oh, what's up, Zoe? You getting some water? Everybody say hi to Zoe by her shrine of pictures. I've been using 4-inch Gulf Swim mullet, but everything that bites just takes the tail off. Any tips? Reel it faster and keep it away from the bait stealers. That's what you got to do, because those little like croaker will eat the tails, and that's not like if you're getting the tails ripped off, it's not good fish. So reel it a little bit quicker, give it a few more pops, and try to keep it away from the bait stealers. Cameron says they got a spotless redfish at the Bass Pro in Orlando. The reason why they'll have spotless redfish and stuff like that is because they're bred, especially those ones that they have in like Bass Pro shops and stuff. Those are ones that they get from like places that breed redfish to release. And the reason why they give them to places like Bass Pro is because redfish without spots on their tails tend to die. Reason being, and this is good trivia for you guys who didn't know this about redfish, the reason they have a spot on their tail is so when they're young, like fingerlings, like this big, predator fish, they always like to attack the head of a bait or the head of their prey. And the black on the tail of the redfish simulates an eyeball. So instead of a predator fish hitting the redfish in the head, they tend to attack their tails. And if a predator fish comes after the tail, they can swim away really quick. So the spot on a redfish's tail is actually a defense mechanism for when they're young. And it's why not many spotless redfish live to get big, like the one I caught, is because a lot of them die because they get eaten by predator fish. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, I've seen them at places like in tanks and stuff, and a lot of the times it's because they'll take the spotless ones and they won't release them because they know they'll probably not live if you release the spotless ones when they're too small. Ever fish in Port O'Connor? I have. I've got a buddy who has an island in Port O'Connor, and we're gonna probably go fishing there next year a couple times. Da, 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 da. Where am I going now? I've lost my place, guys. What's your opinion on duck hunting from a kayak? Would you do it? No, probably not. Not a fan of that. I actually, duck hunters, for whatever reason, don't like fishermen a lot of the times. We've had a lot of problems with duck hunters in the deep marshes, especially this time of year when duck hunting's going on. Uh, I duck hunt. Don't get me wrong, I've done it, but I don't do it in marshes. I do it on like private land. But there's a lot of people who are hunting on the public land, and they wait all year for duck season. So if you're back there with your kayak fishing, they get a little upset. But I mean, if you want to go duck hunting, and if you can do it in a kayak, go ahead. I wouldn't do it just because duck hunting requires a lot of equipment, and I wouldn't want to risk like throwing my shotgun in the salt water from a kayak. Personal opinion. Saltwater Assassin, my first stream, I'm really enjoying this. I love the interaction you have with your fans, the respect, and how you take advice from us and don't claim to know everything in the book. You rock. Thank you. I don't know everything in the book. I have no idea about a lot of stuff when it comes to a lot of things. So that's what I like. I like the interaction, and I like you guys teaching me as much as I teach you. So thanks for the kind words. It means a lot to me. Thresher caught a nice flounder. Thresher doesn't know what he's doing. Don't listen to anything Thresher says. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did see that picture. It was a nice flounder. Lose BB1 is a great reel. Everyone's saying lose BB1. Are you and Cora going to have a kid? I'm sure eventually we will. Not anytime soon. We spend too much money on fishing. Does your code work for custom rods? I need one for my Daiwa Coastal. My ducket broke for Redtail rods. Yes. My 20% off discount code, RenHunter16, does work for custom rods. Those custom rods run $350 to $400, but with 20% off, that's a substantial discount, and you can get it however you want, whatever you want, whatever colors, whatever reel grips, whatever rod wraps, whatever eyes you want. Fantastic. So use my discount code if you want a Redtail rod custom. That's where Redtail's going to, is a lot of just the custom stuff. Have you ever caught 2 fish at once on a topwater? I have not, but I've seen videos of it, and it looks pretty awesome. You think fishing the Surfside Jetty is a good spot? I'm sure it is. If you know how to fish it and you fish it right, it's a good time to catch bull reds. It's getting a little late for bull reds, but you'll still catch them all winter. Shout out, first time to make your live stream. Keep it up, tight lines. Thanks, Charlie B. Do you eat the redfish you catch? If my freezer's empty, I will eat the redfish I catch, but 95% of the time I'm releasing all of my redfish and all my fish in general. The only time I ever keep fish is if the people I'm fishing with want to keep fish, or I need fish for like a fish fry coming up. But most of the time, I'm releasing everything. 95% of the time, I'm releasing everything that I catch. Another Blues BB1 Pro Series reel. Do the redfish stay in the marsh in winter or during cold fronts? You'll find them in the marsh year-round, but a lot of the times they're moving a little bit deeper water in the winter. They like a little bit deeper water. Hello, Zoe. She's laying down on her couch now. She's tired. See you later, Rusty. Thanks for stopping by. What's the weirdest fish you've caught? Weirdest fish I've ever caught was a sea robin. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those things, but they are the weirdest things. They have like wings like flying fish, and they spread out like a stingray, and they have a hard, like really hard shell head. They're the weirdest fish ever. So that's probably the weirdest fish I've ever caught. That and lizardfish. Lizardfish are weird too. This weekend down here in Corpus Christi, the fish are going to run. Get down here and fish before the water temps drop too much. Use live bait, lures, or whatever. Dude, they've been running for a month, man. I can't. If I could make a trip to Corpus, I definitely would. But they're doing the same thing up here. But for all you guys, it is a good time to go fishing, especially now because when this water temp drops off more, it's going to slow down a little bit. redfish especially. But yep, good time of year to catch some fish. Wonder when I'll run into you on the water because I see it in your videos. We fish some of the same spots. Well, again, it's kind of a common misconception. The spots I'm sure you're referring to are Pierce Marsh and Moses Lake. I have not fished them in 9 months, maybe 10 months. It's probably January the last time I fished either of those spots. I don't fish there very much. I did last year because I didn't want. I filmed there a lot last year. This year I haven't filmed there much. But for those of you guys, I actually got ran when I was on the. I was actually in my truck yesterday driving back from. I was fishing Matagorda, and driving back, a guy noticed my truck and my Pro Team Redtail Rods Pro Team sticker on my truck and like sped up and like waved at me in the truck. So that was cool. I really like that fan interaction. So if you ever see me on the water, or you ever see me at Bass Pro Shops or wherever I am, be safe if you're gonna do it on the road. Don't try to like weave in and out of people to come wave at me. But come say hi. I love meeting you guys. I meet people a lot, and it's really cool meeting you guys in person. So if you ever see me on the water, don't be afraid to come say hi. So I know the big name brands like Penn and Shimano. How are the Redtail rods comparatively to those rods? Would they be good investment on a beginner? They're way better. And Penn rods. Penn's known for reels. They put like a Penn Battle 2 rod and reel combo is like $120. The Penn reel itself is $100, so you're getting like a $20 rod. Same kind of thing with like Shimano has some really good rods. Don't get me wrong, but I really just like Redtail rods. Redtail rods are super sensitive. They're super light. They have a really good balance with the reels. They're custom made. They're American. They're built in Texas. You know, comparatively, they're way better than Penn, and they're very good, especially like Shimano's upper end stuff. Like I said, they're like $200 rods. So, and the customs are up to like $400. So, obviously, they're going to be better quality than like the really cheap stuff that you get. Can you do a fan meetup in Corpus at Roy's Bait and Tackle or something? I'll do a fan. Actually, a lot of the times, and that's a good thing. I'm going to be doing a lot of fan meetups next year. I'm going to be hitting a lot of the shows. I'm going to be at the Houston Boat Show. I'm going to be at the San Antonio Boat Show, Fishing Show. I'm going to be at the Austin, or I guess, is it the New Braunfels one? I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to head down to South Padre and hit the ones like down in the valley. Corpus ones I'm going to do a lot of the shows next year. So I will do a lot of fan meetups at those shows. They won't be at like a particular spot, but they'll be at the big conventions next year for sure. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Texas Redfish Hunter TV, and Instagram is Texas Redfish Hunter, and you'll figure out where I'm going to be for all those shows. Those start in January, so that's going to be a good time to come and do fan meetups. And I can meet a lot of you guys all at once. And I look forward to doing that too. So do they make a side handle that will work well on the FS12T? Yak Gear makes some really good handles, so I'd look into those. What's your PB and bass? Mine is an 8-pounder. Mine's I think 5. Yeah, I haven't ever caught like a giant bass. I'd love to, but where can I order a pair of Redtail optics? RedtailRepublic.com or RedtailRods.com will redirect you to RedtailRepublic.com. That is where you can get yourself a pair of Redtail optics. And also at all the shows next year, those Redtail optics are going to be on sale at all those shows. So when you come to see me at a fan meetup or something, you can check out the glasses and the rods and pick yourself up a pair at some show deals. So. And the Redtail optics, my discount code, if you want to order them online, my discount code for Redtail rods works on the Redtail optics as well, and that is, again, 20% off. What fishing line do you recommend on an Ambassador 5500? Probably like 20-pound mono, 30-pound mono is probably a good one. Caught a spotless redfish 2 weeks ago. He was around 21 inches. Did not realize I was spotless until I cleaned it. Did not get a picture. Oh, that sucks, man. But it's still fun to catch them. It's still really cool to catch them. Started using Z-Man baits. I think they're great and last a long time. That's cool. Sorry I missed it. What was the code? The code is red. It's not Redfish Hunter 16. It is Red Hunter 16. Red Hunter 16. No spaces. Just Red Hunter 16. Not Redfish Hunter, Red Hunter. And if you type it in for whatever reason and it doesn't work, shoot me an email. Like if you're typing it in wrong, shoot me an email. I'll send you exactly what it is, and we'll figure all that out. But it is Red Hunter 16. I have a 7-foot ugly stick intercoastal that's really sensitive, but I'm getting a redtail rod for Christmas. It's a good time to get stuff for your significant others or your friends or anything. Redtail's a good thing. And again, you get 20% off with my code. What are some good Christmas gifts for kayak anglers? Uh, a Hobie Pro Angler 14, if you've got $4 grand lying around, that's a really good gift. But no, I'd get, even lures and just terminal tackle, a reel, like a cheaper reel, uh, something like that. A paddle, maybe like a redfish paddle. Wait, it's over here. It's so weird that it's like mirrored. How do I do this? Something like a redfish paddle, that would be cool. Also, what is the worst thing that's happened to you while kayak fishing besides a redfish stealing your rod? I got that rod back. The worst thing that's ever happened to me kayak fishing was at Calaveras Lake in San Antonio, Texas. It was the first time I'd ever kayak fished. I was in like a 10-foot pelican piece of crap, and it was rated for probably a child. And I flipped the kayak. Luckily, I had rod floats on my rods, but I lost like $100 in lures to the bottom of Calaveras. So if you have some dive equipment, I'm sure you could go to Calaveras and you could get thousands of dollars of equipment off the bottom of that lake, including a bunch of anchors. Because I dropped my buddy's anchor at the bottom of that lake once when we were on his boat. So yeah, that was probably the worst thing that's happened to me. What's your favorite topwater? I'm sure if you wait a little bit, everyone will tell you what my favorite topwater is that have been here before. But Grayson, my favorite topwater is a she-dog. That's my favorite topwater. What's some good spots in Houston, Texas for red fishing? Spot-wise, it's just one of those things. I have a good video on my channel about how I find my spots. It's not always about the spot. It's about reading the conditions and being in the right area. And the only way you're going to get that type of knowledge is just to go out there and fish and continue fishing, and you'll start building up, knowledge on where the fish will be and when they'll be there. I don't like giving out specific spots, mostly because if I give out a specific spot and you don't catch anything, you're going to hate me. You're going to be really pissed off at me. If you're a beginner and you want to go out and just try it out, Pierce Marsh, Moses Lake. Those are great places to start. Use live shrimp under a popping cork. That'll maximize your success. You'll catch anything and everything. If the conditions are right, you'll catch a bunch of stuff on live shrimp. Live shrimp gives you the best chance of catching fish. How do you find a big grass flat to fish on with the kayak maps, or do you recommend a place on East Bay? Yeah, I just use the hook and line maps to find anything like that. Yee says who's gonna buy you outdoors. Do you think the FS12T is too wide for a small size 14-year-old? No. I think the FS12T is perfect size for someone like that. If I skip any comments, Lawson, then just put them again. I can't read all of them because some of them come through really quick. I just throw Spook Junior a lot. When is the time to throw a bigger lure like a Daddy Super Spook? Just change it up. It's not necessarily time. Just switch it up, and if you're catching a bunch of small fish on a smaller topwater, maybe try throwing a bigger topwater and see if that changes anything. I just do it if I'm not specifically catching the fish that I'm targeting. I'll switch up to something like that. It's not necessarily a time to throw a bigger lure as opposed to a smaller lure. That's just something that I'll change on the fly while I'm fishing if I'm not catching something, or if I'm catching the wrong species, or if I'm catching the wrong size, I'll change sizes and stuff like that. Why are kayaks your best fishing vessel? Because I can get in 2 inches of water and catch redfish that are so shallow that they have their eyeballs out of the water. That is why I love kayak fishing. What Bass Pro football you go to? Bass Pro Football. Bass Pro Shops. The one I go to more than anything. I'm in San Antonio a lot because that's where I'm from. So the one in San Antonio, you might catch me at if I'm in San Antonio. And if you're not, most of the time I go to the Katy one sometimes, and I go to the one off of 288 in Pearland sometimes. So those ones are the ones that I'm at more than anything. Thanks for a good time, man. I think I'm going to head out. Enjoy the stay. Keep up the great work and tight lines. Thank you for stopping by, man. And Probably gonna go another like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna close it on, I guess, some other stuff going on. So keep your comments coming. I know you said you got your Redtail rod specially made for your Concept C. Can I have that down with my coastal? You can have it done with anything. You can get anything you want done, upper slot, yeah. Anything you want on a Redtail, he will make it for you, and he hand builds them. So if you want it for a coastal and you have specific colors you want, you can tell him the way you want that rod design, and he will build it for you. Did Redtail rods do anything for Veterans Day this year? I believe he had a little like sale, but I think it was a local sale in Corpus. I'm not exactly sure. Um, Great job. What's up, Fish on Cool? And Thomas says, great job on the Texas Lamb. What was you catching? What was you using to catch them? I was actually throwing a Rockport Rattler jig head and a Bass Assassin soft plastic, and I think one of them came on a down south lure. So what I show you guys, the tactics that I use is what I'm using. Ever try the Cast King series reels? Fantastic reels in my opinion. Never have tried them. I've seen them, but I've never tried them. Joey says, hey, sent you a message to see how much you want for the kayak. We'd really like to see you do a giveaway on it and maybe put an autograph if you don't really need the money. I do need the money though. I would love to give away the kayak. I would absolutely love to. Unfortunately, I'm not in a place financially that I can do that. I would need the money for it because I am upgrading to a different kayak. So, um, that is why I would love to do a giveaway on a kayak. Absolutely love to. And if we get big enough, let's say we get up to 100,000 subscribers, I'll give away a kayak when we're up at that level. If money wasn't an object, I would love to give away something like my kayak. But unfortunately, I would need the money right now. I'm just not in a position financially that I can give away a kayak. But I would love to. Like I said, I'd absolutely love to. Who's taller, Red Hunter or Monster Mike? I know I'm taller than him. I absolutely know I'm taller than him. He's a very short guy. What is the best fishing season? I really like October. It's my favorite month, so fall. That's my favorite fishing season. What's the best conditions for topwater? I like slightly windy, little bit of cloud cover, not bluebird skies, but a little bit of cloud cover. That's my favorite conditions to throw a topwater in. And we're still waiting on the topwater retrieval video. Yes, I know. I've been very busy lately, guys. I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to try to film that video this week and get that out to you guys next week. This week's video is going to be from fishing this past weekend, and hopefully next week's video is that kayak topwater retrieve video on my new kayak. So that'll be fun. Just bought a Penn Spencer 8500, trying to get fishing line for it. Braid or mono and pounds. Also, what size rod should I get? I want it for pier fishing or surf. I'd go up to for that size of a reel, I'd go up to like a 10 footer. You're going to want, if you're pier fishing or surf fishing, you're going to want really good casting distance. So I'd get a 10-foot rod. I would use, honestly, I'd probably just use mono on it for something that big and use like 20 to 30 pound mono and then use just really strong leaders. That's what I would do. What do you think about pairing the Penn Reel Battle 2000 with a 7-foot Redtail rod? Oh, what do I think about it? I've actually got one on a 7-foot Redtail right here. Oh, it's stuck. Here it is. Penn Battle 2 on a 7-foot Redtail rod. I love it. That's really just the way to go. I love 7-foot Redtails. They're like the perfect all-around rod. Will you ever do a meetup in Galveston? Where can we fish with you? I've always talked about doing it, and I'd love to do it. Again, the fishing shows is where I'm going to do most of it. It's getting a little late in the year. Unfortunately, I missed out on doing like a fishing trip with you guys. It will happen. I promise it will happen. It's just I ended up getting really busy. I started working, doing a lot of work, and also going to school. So I had pretty much no time over the last couple months on top of getting a video out every week. I'm loving what I'm doing though, absolutely loving it, and I will definitely, like with the shirts that I'm doing, it's to give back to you guys because we wouldn't be anywhere near where how successful we are on YouTube without you guys. So doing the best I can. So hopefully that answers it. I've seen a few reports of send kayaks cracking and warping. Have you experienced this? I have not, and I've had 5 of them in my life, and I've never had that happen. I store them horizontally in a garage. I haven't said it's just fine. Just spray it down and put it in the garage. There you go. Exactly what I just said. What about if you want to go a little offshore, a little bigger things? P.S. I commented about why our kayaks are favorite. What do you mean? Like if you want to go a little offshore, you can do it in a kayak. Hobies would do great for that, and there's a bunch of other really stable kayaks that you can do that stuff with. All right, where am I at? I'm way behind again. Fishing. Sell out, fish hunter. Give me your kayak. Oh, you always know how to make me laugh, Thrasher. I know you just do this to really make me look bad. That's exactly what you do this for. If you're chasing big fish in small numbers, try using some freshwater swim bait. They have a lot more action, but they don't last long. Good tip. I might try that out. I can't read that. Sorry. Raffle the kayak. One way to make money, bro. You know, that's a good idea, but again, I don't want to. I don't want to do like. It depends on how much would I sell raffle tickets for, and then it becomes really complicated. I don't want to like make $1,000 on a kayak that's not worth that. You know what I mean? So I'm not out to just like make a ton of money on selling it. But that's a really good idea. And if you guys want me to raffle the kayak, I can do that. If that's something that you guys are interested in, and then we can like meet up for me to give away the raffle prize. If we can figure out a way to do the raffle, then I'll sign it if you guys want, and we'll go from there. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I can set that up. That might be a cool idea. You still looking for that Hobiak? I remember you talking good about. Maybe. What's the best depth for topwater? Oh, I've caught them in 8 foot of water on topwaters, but I really like throwing it in anything from. They'll hit it in 6 inches of water, but I like 2 foot, 3 foot's a really good depth. Matt, get a warner. They just came out with a redfish paddle, but do some research. Thing about those is they are expensive paddles, but they are very well worth it because they are very light. Those Warner paddles, very light, and they stand up very well. So I would actually recommend that. But again, they're very, very, very expensive. You know, some kayaks even go for less than some of those paddles. Is the Concept C worth the money? Absolutely. In my opinion, absolutely. I've only had to clean it once in 2 years. Absolutely. And that's in saltwater. Nice hat. Thank you. You can buy these on redtailrepublic.com as well. I'm sure others would agree on the raffle. Possibly. But again, let me know. Gotta run. Gotta hit up fish for South Jetty for fun. Enjoy, buddy. Thanks for the entertaining vids. Thank you. Lose BB1. That's like the 30th, 40th person that I've said lose BB1. That's cool. I'm going to get a Redtail rod today. Use my discount code RedHunter16, 20% off. What lures were you using with the Texas Slam? I was using Bass Assassin and Down South lures. Thank you for answering all my questions. Love your videos. My current yak is a 10-foot Death Trap Sun Dolphin. For Xmas, I'm going to get an FS12T. That is a good option, man. I think you will enjoy it a lot more than that 10-footer, and you can use it for a long, long time. What's your favorite NFL football team? Buffalo Bills. Parents are from Buffalo, so I kind of grew up watching them. I'm not as into football as I am into basketball. So, but yeah, Buffalo Bills are my favorite NFL football team. Congrats on being only 2,000 away from 10,000 subscribers. Great job, you guys. Thank you very much. We're at about 8,100 subscribers, growing steadily. And again, thank you guys so much. This is why I do these live streams, to interact with you guys and try to give back to you guys. Thanks for your advice. Like your video. Go ahead and leave a like, guys. It makes me feel good. What tip do you have for something irrelevant as shoes for fishing? I use Crocs. It doesn't really matter. Yes, raffle. Saber, I went fishing this weekend at Texas City Dike and fought a 38-inch red drum. Thanks for teaching me everything about reds. Sweet. That's what I'm here for. Trying to get you guys on some good fish. That's what I'm trying to do. Help out. Help some people out. So that makes me feel good when people say stuff like that. So thanks, Chris. Yeah, raffle the kayak. That would be awesome. And like PayPal type thing for it if you're not local, but you have to meet up with you win it. Joel, great run, good stream. Look forward to the next one. Thanks, man. How can I find reds when wade fishing? Psh, move and keep going till you find them. That's all you can really do. And do tickets for sale type of thing. Yeah, I could do that, and like maybe that's what I'll do, and just like sell tickets. And once all the tickets are sold to the price of the kayak, then I can do that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to sell like 1,000 tickets and make 10 grand on a giveaway for a kayak that's not worth that much. You know what I mean? I don't need that money that bad, but I'll try to figure something out. If you guys are interested in the raffle, I'll definitely try to figure something out. Da, da, da. Concept C versus Crowder 200 versus Crowder 300 versus Lose BB1. Again, I would probably take, right now, I would put the money on a Concept C before I put money on the other reels. But I really think I'm going to try this Lose BB1 because so many people have said they love it. So I might have to go buy that. Y'all's recommendation, because that has been the most recommended, was that Lose BB1. So I might use y'all's recommendation, make a video on a reel that you guys suggested me to go get, and we'll see how it goes. Concept TX, why did they announce it so early? It's kidding me. It's killing me. I know. It's like they announced it like freaking like 8 months ago, and it's still like not until March, I think, that it's coming out. Same thing with the Concept A3. That thing's not coming out till February now. It was supposed to come out November like 14th, and they pushed it back to February. So it is definitely killing me. Don't have any experience with topwaters. What would be a good topwater for the area you're in? I love she-dogs. If you make it down to my area, give me a buzz. I'll show you where the reds are. Appreciate that. Chicken Lane, how was your trip up north? Getting any fishing while up there? Yeah. Well, I didn't really fish up in Pennsylvania. It was for my brother's wedding, but it was a very enjoyable time. And fall up there is completely different than fall down here, I'll tell you that. Same, Crocs are bomb. I like my Crocs. I need some new ones, but I probably am going to get something else because, I don't know, I'm getting over the whole Croc thing, but that's what I'm using right now. Been cutting a lot of grass lately, saving up for a Hobie Outback. There's someone else you might know that's saving up for a Hobie Outback. Possible. I don't know. But yeah, it takes a lot. You gotta save up for those things. They are expensive, but they're totally worth it. Brazoria County. You awesome, bro. Thanks, Chris. You should fish some offshore for some snapper king spade fish when you get your Hobie. I plan on doing that. Yee yee for the raffle, says Marcus. What I'm going to do, guys, for the raffle, I'm going to put a comment on Facebook. We got to figure out how much a raffle ticket would cost, how many people would enter the raffle. I might put something on Facebook about that. It is difficult to set up, and I don't know if I have the time to set up something like that. So we'll see. I'm gonna try. I promise you guys I'm gonna try to set up some sort of raffle thing for the kayak. I think that would be a cool idea. That's a true thing. It was 26 and snowing when we left. Yeah, it's very different up there than it is down here. How would you rate taking apart and cleaning the Concept C or Corrado 200? Corrado 200 is very easy to do. Concept C's, it's fairly easy to do. It's a little bit harder than the Corrado 200. If you don't know anything about reels, then don't do it yourself. Go pay the $20 to get it cleaned. But if you kind of know what you're doing and you're kind of good with taking things apart and putting them back together, there's nothing wrong with doing it yourself. Sweet, that would be good to see a video with the BB1 reel. I might actually do that, Thomas. I might actually do that. Put my kayak in the water and hopped in and forgot my paddle. What do I do? You go home and get your paddle because there's no, you can't do anything without a paddle. All right, guys, it is past what I said it was going to be when I stopped. I am going to get into some editing. Got to edit this past weekend's fishing trip for you guys. I'm hoping to get that out by Thursday. So Thursday or Friday, that video will get out. I'm going to try to film on Wednesday. I'm going to try to film not only a fishing video, but also that topwater retrieval video that you guys have been waiting for. So be on the lookout for that as well. That's what I'm pretty sure that will be the video for next week, which is Thanksgiving week. It'll probably go out on Thanksgiving. So that is one to look forward to. And again, this week's video will be my Texas Slam from this previous weekend on my buddy Crane's boat. First time he ever ran the boat in saltwater on a fishing trip. And the first day was rough, but the second day was a lot better. We got into some decent fish, as you know if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Again, guys, thank you guys for all of the support. We're over 8,000 subscribers now, and that's huge. I can't thank you guys enough for that. Um, so I really appreciate all you guys' support, and thank you for the live stream. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I learned some stuff. You guys taught me some stuff. Hopefully, I answered some good questions for you guys and taught you guys some stuff along the way. I do this to give back to you guys for supporting us along the way. So if you guys could, please leave a like on the video or on the live stream. That makes me feel really good. And all the videos. If you haven't liked all the videos, go like all the videos. That definitely makes me feel good when I see all those likes. So again, appreciate you guys' support. I'm just sitting here rambling on. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But follow me on Instagram, Texas Redfish Hunter, Facebook, Texas Redfish Hunter TV. You'll get more and more updates as to what's going on. Be on the lookout for the shirts. I'm going to do shirts. Those should be 2 to 3 weeks. Those shirts should come out and be orderable. And I'll probably leave them available until like December 31st. So for Christmas, if you guys have friends or if you guys want some Texas Redfish Hunter shirts, go ahead and do that. I have to buy them myself too through the website. So I'm gonna probably buy 2 or 3 to give away on a Christmas live stream. We're gonna do a Christmas live stream. I'm gonna get some of the shirts from myself and do a giveaway of those. And for you guys who want the shirts, you guys can go ahead and buy them as well. Again, I'm gonna try to make them as cheap as possible. I don't need to make money on them. I'm gonna try to get them as cheap as possible through this website that I'm working with, and get you guys some shirts that you guys have been asking for a very, very long time. Alrighty, guys. Let me say bye to some people. Let's see, where are we at? Damian Torres, peace. Later, man. Sean, I want to send you some of my saltwater rattler jig heads. Let me know. Shoot me an email. Thresher Fishing says, subscribe to me if you want real fishing tips. Thanks. I'm not even gonna answer that, because if you want to never catch fish in your whole life, you'll go subscribe to Thresher Fishing's channel. Thanks for the advice. Cool peeps in chat. Take it easy, all. See you later, Fish on Cool. See you later, Matt. Robot Kiss. See you later, man. Chris B. Thank you for stopping by. Daniel. I will keep doing what I do. Thank you for the support. We're all going fishing this weekend. Not fishing this next weekend. I'm going to be back in San Antonio. I'm going hunting next week. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Do the raffle. I don't need the yak, but I would enter anyway. We'll see. I'm going to try to get that. Way to go, Thresher, says Tino. Another awesome live. See you next time. See you later, John. Thank you for liking it, Fish on Cool. Man, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. See you later, Tino. See you later, Julian. What $200 rod will you put the Concept C? I use my custom Redtails. That's what I use. Peace, bro. Peace, Jeremy Connard. I rip apart names all the time. Alrighty, guys. That is it for me. Thanks, Fighting Fish Kayak Adventures. See you later, Salt Yakin. Waste of an hour in this stream. Didn't learn a thing. Thresher's so nice to me, guys. Go to Thresher's last video and just say, I hate you from Texas Redfish Hunter. Go ahead and do that for me, guys. Alrighty, guys. See you later, Thomas. And anybody who actually thinks me and Thresher are serious with all this stuff, you need to know that we're not. Just FYI. See you later, T. Alrighty, guys. I am out of here. Peace.